Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed that Fun and Sun from Thailand. I'll give a proper thank you at the next video update, but we had an emergency situation that required hospitalization, so I'll cut to a summary I shot at the hospital, then come back at the end and clarify some things with information I didn't have when I did that summary. Just be aware that I was in bad shape when I shot this video you're going to see, as I was already 7 days in the hospital and just had the energy to pick up the camera at that point.
Gary Gozo, yes, I'm in the hospital. Let me give you a summary of what happened over the last week. I came to the hospital for my normal blood work for my cancer checkup. It's been about 3 months since my previous one. I had an evaluation for a hernia after that. So I went to the oncology department. They realized that my port on my right chest, which was implanted quite a while ago, almost 2 years ago, hadn't been flushed in nearly 8 weeks, since before my Thailand trip. So they said, Gary, we got to take care of that port flush in addition to the blood samples. Great, excellent, let's take care of it, let's do it. I was feeling super that morning, $1 million. They flushed the port. I went to my hernia appointment, went back home, had lunch. Within 2 hours from the port flush, I was shivering and shaking with rigors and spiked a fever of 103.3 and said we had to get to the hospital. Of course, they swabbed the heck out of me and ran COVID-19 tests, not once, not twice, but 3 times, came back negative. Viral infections came back negative. It seemed to point to bacterial infection in the port. A few days ago, scheduled an emergency surgery to remove the port, culture that to see if indeed that did show bacteria growth. My port has been now removed for 48 hours. I'm feeling much, much better, but I was having these vicious headaches that were driving me nuts right in the front. Just, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't do anything. And of course, I thought they were related to the spikes and the high fevers. My fevers had come down after the port was removed. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. They had to give me IV push morphine to actually cut the pain. I said, I can't go on like this. I mean, for days and days, I was just getting bombarded with wave after wave of gram-positive, gram-negative, big-time broad-spectrum antibiotics. One of the gals I was talking to, she said, why don't we try a different drug, Fioricet. She said, I never heard of that. She goes, yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's got caffeine in it. And as soon as she mentioned caffeine, I thought to myself, holy heck, that's the answer. Since I had been to the hospital, I hadn't been drinking my coffee, so what I was experiencing was most likely withdrawal headaches from the caffeine. And there was caffeine in this pill. Of course, that the pill did the trick, most likely from the caffeine in it. Anyway, I'm on the mend. Probably, if not today, tomorrow I should be out of here. But that's my story. I have to have an update next week now on the cancer to see where we're at. But we had this, bump in the road. Hopefully that's all it was. But man, it was miserable, and the fever was just atrocious, coupled with the headaches, and I just felt lethargic and couldn't do anything, couldn't put a proper video together. That's why we missed one of the weeks. Hey, thanks for staying with me. I just wanted to update you, and next time will be the cancer update. Ciao.
The cultures on the port have since come back positive, so it points to the port as the source of the bacterial infection. And we will have an update now on the cancer, since I'm on the mend, in the next week's video. So stay tuned for that. Ciao. Bye.